I can't remember if we've ever had two runners in a week while doing this podcast. I don't think so.
I don't believe so, no.
Yeah. Counter, he's back.
Counter's back. They're calling it the longest prep of all time. Bloke's been in work for 6 months.
Let's have a look. So there was a 6X. So he's 5382322. So what was that? 5382322. So this is his 8th run of the prep.
He's rock hard. He's fit and firing. Counter. There was some rumblings that... So he's drawn gate 8 of 8 in Wyong. What's the race classified as? It's not a maiden, is it?
Mate, give this race some respect. It's the Wyong Leagues Group, benchmark 64.
Benchmark 64, Drifters. I'm pretty sure he's favourite.
290 favourite. One scratching.
Shit. $2.90. So this horse can't draw a gate. So what's he drawn this prep? Let's
have a look.
So he's drawn 8 of 8.
All right, so okay. In Australia, this is what he's drawn, right? Okay. So his debut run where he started a $41 pop in Newcastle, and he looked like the winner at one stage. He drew 8 of 9. Hawkesbury next start, he drew 8 of 9. Then he drew 9 of 10 at Gosford. Then he drew 6 of 8 at Kembla, 8 of 11 at Canterbury, 6 of 7 at Canterbury, 9 of 9 at Canterbury, and what did he get? 6 of 10. So he drew the best last start, and then he was still last.
That's the thing. Like blokes going back, that's his racing pattern.
Yeah.
But look, I'd be buoyed by a more positive barrier.
Would have thought so.
More positive start to the race. That's dreadful, isn't it?
It's not good. It's not good. And I'm looking at, he's had a lot of different jockeys, Counter. I think Tyler's arguably like been his best ride. Tyler Schiller.
He's had some good ones on there.
Yeah.
Hot Nash.
Yeah, Hot Nash. Dream come true.
that is. Look, Nash Rawiller riding my horse to victory is on my bucket list.
Yeah.
You know what it's going to be? It's going to be an old tough gelding by So You Think.
Yeah.
And Nash is going to get him over the line in.
Yep.
I'm just going to pluck one out of obscurity, the Doncaster Mile. No, fuck it. The Stradbroke.
Yes, the Stradbroke, mate. Yes,
Yeah.
let's do that.
Yeah.
I love that. Chad Schofield on board first time.
Chad's good.
Might be just what he needs.
He might need a Chad.
Yeah.
He might need an alpha male Chad.
Well, capital C, Counter. He's a bit of a Chad of a horse.
Yeah. Tell you what you can do with County. You can take the O out of his name and get rid of the R at the end. That's what he is. He's that sort of horse.
So, he's the only maiden in the field, and he's the $2.90 favourite. Figure that out. That's how well he's running on this horse.
It's easy. He can run on a bit.
He can run on a bit. Zalago, the top weight, he won a Saturday grade race at Rose Hill that was worth about 200 grand, and he's the top weight. And Counter actually beat him home the start before into third. So he meets him a kilo better at the weights there. He's his hoof is on the tilt.
He's so close. He's so close. This is going to be his last run for the prep Drifters, irrespective of what happens. I'm hoping that they spell him and bring him up here so he can. If he runs really well here and wins, like sick, let's 100% stick with him.
Yep.
Bring him up to Brisbane.
Yep.
I was saying to some people at work today who are in the ownership that so his career record thus far reads 11 starts, 3 seconds, 4 thirds.
Yep.
If he wins the next 3-4 starts, let's say he's a 15 start horse, 4 wins, 3 seconds, 4 thirds. All of a sudden you're looking at him being like, shit.
It's consistent.
This is a good horse.
Yeah. For benchmark grade.
For benchmark grade. Potentially maybe get into a Saturday benchmark 100 handicap maybe at some point.
Oh, I think that's his ceiling.
D2D, Dare to Dream. we're talking, pie in the sky.
Hey, if he comes up here and he earns his retirement checks in the Class 6s at Eagle Farm, I'm a happy man.
I just want to see my horse win a race.
I know, mate. It's been a long journey.
So we've got Kiana, and then we've got a Saturday
runner.
The second Sunshine State.
The second at Portsea, race 5 at Doomben. She is number 8. She's $8, so she's had some okay trials. She's been beaten by 8 lengths both times, and her jump out was quiet. But she's been in work for ages.
Yep.
She's been in work for about 3 months, and the inclement weather, has actually been against her. So $8 for me is a little bit short for her.
Yeah, I was hoping for double figures for the second at Portsea, maybe 14s, 15s.
Yeah, but 1,350 metres, right in her wheelhouse. I'm actually forgetting what she did. So she had 3 runs for the prep last in our ownership, and she was beaten 4 lengths by Thorpe, who was a good thing at Ipswich, where I've FaceTimed you in on when you were overseas. The Sunny Coast, she was much better, beaten 2.5, coming 6th, and then her best run of the prep, she finished off the prep pretty well, running 4th at Ipswich over the 1,666 metres.
Jeez.
Time honoured.
Well, look, I'm hopeful. So I think she'll run well, but the good thing about Portsea is that she's first up, right?
Yeah.
So if she runs on well here, then we're in for a good prep.
Yep.
But look, we're taking no prisoners.
Yeah.
The two of us.
No.
Taking 0 prisoners.
0. Mate,
We expect results.
we do. And we might have to get Jack on the phone. Jack Bruce, that is. Just to kind of see what his thoughts are. Now, I'm actually having a look at the form out of the race. 5 subsequent winners from that first up effort at Ipswich. And then another 4 subsequent winners off the race that she finished off in. So the form's being franked out of those races.
The form's been Frank Oceaned. Look, I think this is the prep. I think this could be the week. I've got a good feeling.
Double?
I think we're going to go bang, bang.
Okay.
When it rains, it pours.
Yeah.
Lightning sometimes does strike twice.
You'd hope so. We deserve it.
Oh, I couldn't think of more two deserving owners. Without a doubt. Of course we deserve it, mate. We are 2 of the biggest advocates for horse racing in the Southern Hemisphere.
Yeah.
We put, forget the Coolmores of the world and the Godolphins, the China Horse Clubs, the Chris Wallers, the Sneesby Racings.
Yeah.
The 2 of us put our time, blood, sweat, tears, money.
Us.
Into the great game of horse racing.
Yeah.
You won't find 2 more deserving men.
I wouldn't have thought so.
Not a victim about it, though.
No. Where will you be when Portsea's running on Saturday?
Well, look, it's young scallywag Mick Jones's 21st on Monday.
Mm-hmm.
The 12th of Feb, youngest bro. So doing some stuff with the fam, but I think Saturday I should be able to get to the track potentially.
Interesting.
For a quick couple hour soiree, I'm thinking. Yeah, just a quick in and out. Yep. Look, one of my ins for 2024 was getting to the track. Haven't been yet, so I've got to put my money where my mouth is.
Might have to do that.
Might have to turn words into action, which is something that I live by. If you say you're going to do something,
do it.
Do it.
Do it.
Do it.
So, as a recap, counter on Thursday, race 3 at 125. Number 3, he's the $2.90 favourite. Be careful. Be careful.
Diving into that price with a horse with that pattern is
dangerous.
Yeah,
but
laced with risk.
A 7-horse field.
Yep.
That gets me up and about.
Yep.
And then Doomben, race 5 on Saturday, number 8, the second at Portsea, trained by Jack Bruce. Damien Thornton in the saddle. Barrier 3 for her. She's got a chance.
She does. She's one for multiples and exotics.
Yeah. Well said. Hey, now we're talking. The good racing's back.
Some good horses racing this weekend, Daniel, and some good 2-year-olds.
Yeah.
It's great to see.
It stacked.
Stacked.
I want to see a card of 2-year-old races. Wouldn't that be something?
That would be something.
Be dumb, but it'd be something.
It'd be dumb, but do you know who could pull it off, I reckon? The great state of Queensland.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because there'd be 4 races just with Mashanis.
Oh, true. The Mashani Stakes. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. How are you Mashani going, by the way, today? There'd be a Mashani going running around, wouldn't there?
Yeah. Surely. I'm Mashani well, thanks.
I'm Mashani great, actually.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, let's get up the Mashani CF4 Stakes, eh?
Oh, my God. Mate, why don't we start with the feature? Let's do that. The CF4 Stakes. Now, you could have got any old price, I would have thought, for Pericles being in this field. That came out of nowhere for me.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting it. I thought he'd be a Apollo Stakes, start off his prep in Sydney type operator, Pericles. Because the Apollo is 1,400 metres, isn't it?
Oh, something like that?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, I would have assumed so. But do you know what? James Cummings is no dickhead.
No.
And he's looked at this and he's looked at the futurity and probably some of the other Melbourne features, All-Star Mile perhaps, and thought, you know what, with this gelding, we're just trying to win some cash.
Yep.
It's going to be easier down south as opposed to in Sydney.
Yep.
I would have thought.
Yeah. So that Doncaster Mile, it's interesting. It's interesting. Like, do you think that's still I think that's still a worthy ticket to have at $26 for Pericles?
I think so, yeah.
But the All-Star Mile is interesting now.
Yeah.
If they offer him a slot, he could, I don't know if the timing lands up that he could run in both.
Yeah.
Well, it does. Mr. Brightside did it last year.
Yeah, he did. I was probably saying in the spring that I think Pericles is the horse from that crop to make the step up to weight for age.
Yep.
As a gelding, it might just take him a little bit longer though. So he's only 4. Mr. Brightside is 6. Mr. Brightside is a proven performer. Pericles for mine is a horse that I think can match it with the best, but he might be a prep away.
Yep.
I think. Happy to see him here. Happy to watch him go around, but I think he'll give it a sight.
Mate, the Golden Eagle is typically a pretty good form.
Running top 3 there.
Yeah.
You're a good horse.
Like he was being a lip there by Oban Buramai. And
Got all the favours up front, Pericles.
he did, but he still have to do it, I think. Like his autumn campaign as a 3-year-old where he really blossomed. They had the crack at the stump for the Rose Hill Guineas and he got rolled. But
He's not a 2,000 metre horse.
nah, they learned that right then and there. But the mile is right in that horse's wheelhouse. Mark Zara is a fascinating booking for that horse.
Doesn't ride for Godolphin very often.
No. So there's a few really interesting bookings this weekend. I don't know if you saw it in Sydney as well.
No.
See that, mate? That's a horizontal tease when we talk about the Sydney card.
Okay. Tease me. Look, I'm looking at Pericles. He's $7.50 at the moment with Neds, and you're getting $6.50 with Neds for V8.
Yeah.
Like, I know what I'd rather be diving into.
V8?
No, Pericles.
Pericles?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I think so, because V8's he's a 3-year-old colt and he's doing a bit of this, but open weight for age.
I agree. I think it's you could pretty much have the same comment for both of them. Like I think the advantage for V8 is he gets a little bit of weight relief, whereas Pericles, he has to do it against the men now. One very, very good man and one very good girl, apparently, with Pride of Jenny. So that's where I want to kind of see it from Pericles. I want to see it first, similar to you.
Yep.
So Mr. Brightside, though, barrier 4, doesn't get much better than that, does it?
Do you know what I like about this race? Looking at the shape of it, you've got some pace here.
Yeah.
Buffalo River will go forward. Pride of Jenny will go forward. Pericles, you'd imagine, will go relatively forward. V8 will be up on pace, and Mr. Brightside will be sitting just behind them from that gate. And what you're going to get is a fast run 1,400 metres, which is going to suit the best miler in the country. It's exactly what he wants.
Yeah.
Best athlete in the race.
Uh-huh.
Slot just behind them. Cracking record at Caulfield. He's got the sprint in his legs to win over 1,400 metres. We saw that first up last prep in the spring where he was brilliant over 1,400 metres. Yeah. Yeah, this is his race to lose for mine, Mr. Brightside. You're not getting spoiled with the odds, but you shouldn't be getting spoiled with the odds.
Absolutely not.
He's $1.90 at the moment with the good people at Ned's. Geez, anything around that $2 mark could shape up as being the bet of the bloody autumn this early.
Yeah,
I
think there is a bet of the autumn at Caulfield. I'll tell you that for free. Yeah, everything that you said, mate. So there is the outsider of the field is a stupid price in this race, though. Bustler at $41.
Big price.
He won a Group 1 3 starts ago, and he then raced against Dom DeShoot in that would have been the Northerly, beaten 1.5 lengths over the 1800. And then back at Weight for Age in the Group 3, he was beaten 2 lengths by Muna Mech, who's half the price. Look, I get it, but for a Group 1 winner 3 starts ago, that's a big price. The one for your Ned's same race multis.
Residual fitness.
Yeah.
Same with Moonamek. So yeah, this is a good Group 2 field.
Yeah.
For mine. So it's a great field then.
Yeah.
But is it worthy of the Group 1 status? I wouldn't say so.
Nah.
V8 will be wound up, ready to go. The McAvoys need that Group 1 for him as a colt. They've got this throw at the stumps, and I think they'll have another throw at the stumps at the Futurity if they don't come up with dice here. But I've said it before on the podcast, he's a 1,400-metre horse through and through for mine. So he gets his chance here. D Lane, Gate 2. Wouldn't shock. Pericles wouldn't shock. Pride of Jenny wouldn't shock. But Mr. Brightside he's just better.
Yeah, I think the market's got it pretty much right with those 4. So a tissue, I think, is a little bit short. I think you just see her best out at 1,800, 2,000 metres. Agreed.
I think she needs all the favours as well, a tissue, with how the races run. Ayrton, track specialist, he's not up to this class, and same with Buffalo River.
Yep. I think we've covered the field there.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to earlier in the card at Caulfield. I reckon it might be race 4 on the program, the Autumn Stakes. So, Group 2, 1,400 metres for the 3-year-olds. Set weights and penalties. Did you have any firm opinion here? Southport Tycoon, if you backed him at the $15 in the CF4, you could rip up your ticket. He's here. $1.90.
He's a smart colt, isn't he?
He's good.
He's good.
Untapped.
He's a bit untapped. Kieran Maher's got a really big opinion of this horse. So $1.90 is short enough for him.
Carbonarados.
He's $4.60. He's the obvious danger. What do you make of him last start? Too bad to be true?
Well, he was... Let me read this from the form guide that I'm reading. Tongue over the bit, and he was lame. Clear excuses. Only beaten 4 lengths.
Massive excuses. So it wouldn't surprise me for him to bounce back here, but I think Southport Tycoon's a smart horse. I think he'll be winning this. But would I be diving into that price?
Don't think so.
I don't think so.
No. And especially when Carbonarados started $3.80 against the likes of Brave Mead and King Colorado's Party.
100%. And also Southport Tycoon, who's to say that he's not going to jump out of the gates tardy? Did that last start?
It's true. And, maybe Carbonarados just had a bit of... that's how it's pronounced, right?
Carbonated water, yeah.
Yeah. Maybe he just had a bit of that second up syndrome as well. He's third up here. Southport Tycoon could have a bit of that second up syndrome. Yeah.
Another WA horse here, actually. Zip Away, number 1.
Yeah. Now, that horse had one of the great... Was that the one that had that unbelievable turn of foot? No, it wasn't.
No, that wasn't him. But, he's beaten the likes of Super Smink. Ran third in that Northerly Stakes behind Dom DeShoot and Zaki. It's pretty good form for this.
Yeah.
Southport Tycoon for me in that race.
Okay. All right. What about the Carline Club? 1,600 metre Group 3, 4-year-olds plus set weights and penalties. Now, Yonsei is your $3.20 favourite. No, she's not. Foxy Cleopatra is $3 favourite with Neds. Now, that horse has not won for 70 weeks. And it's had a few runs in that time, about 6 or 7 runs. I think I would rather take Yonsei over Foxy Cleopatra for me.
Yeah, so And the logic behind that, Drift, is, I think, looking inside the mind of Daniel, 89-week let up. just a quick 89-week let up.
Yeah.
She comes out, she runs 8th, right? That race at Screeper won.
Yes.
And you're like, okay, cool. She's dusting out the cobwebs. And then she starts $5.50 the next start in the race at Ayrton won. She runs 5th of 8. But people backing her at that price, second up after such a massive spell, like she's going to take a while to wind up and get into her racing.
Yeah.
So $3.20 for her, yeah, fair. Would I be diving into either of them, Foxy Cleopatra or Yonsei? I'm not sure.
Most fascinating runner of the weekend is number 2, Loft.
Yes, a one-time Melbourne Cup favourite, I believe.
Yeah. So 18 months. Now, I think he is coming off a tendon. I think he did nick a tendon in training. So now, let me have a look at his the 3 wins on his CV. One at 2,800 metres and 2 at 3,200 metres. So he will need this run, but stays resuming over the mile. They can surprise, but he's one of the most fascinating runners for me of the weekend, Loft, to see how he comes back.
Yeah, it would be great to see him run well. Young Werter.
Ugh.
First up here, I want to see him out to 2,000 metres, Young Werter, but
Mate,
he's just toxic, isn't he?
Benchmark 100. This has a Group 3 rating, this race. He can't possibly be winning it.
You are right.
Yeah.
So for me, it's probably through to the keeper. If the victim was going to put one on top, he'd probably be tossing up between the 2 favourites. Yeah, typical.
Beyonce. The Blue Diamond Prelude, 1,100 metre Group 3 for the Colts and Geldings. Here we go. High Octane v Bodyguard.
They're the 2, aren't they?
I've got another one.
Yeah.
Mate, these colours, the Southport Tycoon colours, stay focused. Philip Stokes.
Yes.
They're finding a few horses, those connections.
They are. Well, Southport Tycoon was their most expensive purchase ever, I think.
Right.
And it was maybe a $200,000 purchase. So they're not spending a fortune. Astute
buying.
Syndicate buying. Yeah, Stay Focused does look smart. So what do you reckon? Because Bodyguard you're a fan of?
I'm a big fan of Bodyguard. The trial at Randwick was fine, I thought. I just think you're going to see the best of this horse on race day. Like, that win at Flemington was so good. Caulfield, for me, I think they basically want to see him at Caulfield first. Barrier 9, I actually don't mind it. He can sit wide and then kind of come into it. And if he's good enough, he could just blow him away. High Octane was fantastic as well. At the price, like, Stay Focused could be very good. So, he absolutely brained him at Geelong. Trunk is another one of those Waterhouse spot on speed. Colts going around as well. So, yeah, Stay Focused probably on top for me. Barrier 3, Stackhouse, but Bodyguard's probably the main danger. I kind of have Bodyguard slightly above High Octane.
You could even argue that High Octane for this race because he's second up and he's got the race under his belt as a 2-year-old for this prep, but then the tables might turn for the Blue Diamond.
Yep.
So if you're betting into futures, maybe Bodyguard's the bet, but High Octane won really smartly and maybe he's just,
Could be better.
So, another race where probably have to consult with the victim.
Yeah. Tell you what, the Snowdens have a pretty smart 2-year-old stable as well.
Yeah, 100%. Clearly second behind Waterhouse Spot.
Yeah, I would have thought so. Now, probably on the podium there is Lindsay Park. Now, Bold Bastille
She's good, mate.
She's a smart-looking filly.
She's good, mate.
Did she have an issue?
Yeah, she did. She had a little bit of a setback. So I don't know if the plan was to resume her here. But
could be the best thing for her.
Exactly. The stable came out today or yesterday and said, look, she is probably a little bit vulnerable first up here, but, she's good enough to win the race. So they're basically saying this isn't a grand final, but it's not the grand final for any of these horses. last start winner with Jay Carr on, Clinton McDonald, number 2, Hayasugi. She was a pretty smart winner, but I don't know if she's the top tier, whereas I'm thinking Bold Bastille. Might have mentioned on the review podcast last week, or the preview, I can't remember. For me, she was like top 4, top 5 of the 2-year-olds at that point.
Yep.
So based on that logic, like I want to see her come out here and run really well.
Yeah, and Bold Bastille, the one time that she actually, one career start, she brained Hayasugi by 3 lengths. And Hayasugi's the only horse to come out of that Inglis and actually win. I don't know how many starters there's been. So that's like the only kind of, not red flag, but thing of note for me out of that form reference. But she does look very good. Celerity is the interesting one for Godolphin, number 14. Craig Williams is likely sticking as well. Dual accepted in Sydney as well. So.
Yeah, I was keen on her last weekend before she was scratched before that race. She wouldn't have beat Lady of Camelot, obviously. But I don't know. After seeing that, I want to see her go around.
Yeah.
And plus, she's dual accepted. So.
Yeah. And I see Bold Bastille. Now, how many of the Brazen Bows go around? Because Brazen Bow was out of I'm Invincible, right?
Brazen Bow out of I'm Invincible. I'm not 100% sure, to be honest, mate. He's a Godolphin side, though.
Yeah.
Let's have a look-see.
Pretty sure, because I was looking at I Am Invincible's progeny.
Yeah, he's an I Am Invincible. You are right.
So, jeez.
Absolutely. Good-looking horse, Brazen Bow. He's a black horse.
Yeah. Soci Bond-like.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Who's Soci Bond by?
So you think.
Tough old gelding.
Exactly what we want. Nutcase as an entire. Rubiton, 1,100 metres, Group 2, set weights and penalties. Mate, this is it. Already. Better the autumn sort of stuff. That's for her.
Oh, this is a cracking bet in this race.
$2.50.
Cracking bet. Cracking bet.
Hey, she's got absolute panels on these.
Yeah. Ray Magnerio is the one that they like in the market, $8.50 with the good people at Ned's. But he's running around in benchmark 84s. You know what I mean? Asfura is a Group 1 handicap, Group 2 horse.
Yeah.
Drawn well, loves this track, loves this distance, trialled well enough. Just $2.50, yeah, it's a gift.
Oozes bet.
Oh, gift.
She stinks of a bet here.
Like I said outs for 2024 were multis. But as for into Mr. Brightside, it's a jam multi.
It could be.
You're getting more than $4.
Yeah. As for this is hit it sort of territory for me.
Oh,
responsibly.
100%. Yeah. Yeah, mate.
Yeah.
Like you're looking at the rest of the field, and I'm like a lot of these are decent,
like they're listed great horses,
sprinters, but she's just below our best for me.
Like hypothetical, mate. That horse couldn't even see the winning post until it won last start. Like, and it's $9 in the market. Like that is, if that horse started against Imperatriz, it'd be 500 to 1. Like, as for her, she was starting what? Let me have a look. What price she was starting? $7.50 against Imperatriz. Like, come on, this is easy. Yeah,
this is don't overthink it.
Yeah,
this is don't overthink it. We'll give it a responsible whack. Yeah.
All right. I think
race 10.
Stakes
race. Yeah.
Oh, it is another one. Oh yeah, the Peter Legrand. My apologies. I did have one here. This race now, Blanc de Blanc, $3.50 favourite. Now she hasn't run since the Golden Slipper, and she was the first filly home in that Golden Slipper as well. So she's got a bit of class clearly, but coming off what would that be, about a 48-week break, 46-week break? That's a lot, and it could be the best thing for her, but I'm happy to let her go around. But when I come to try and find a horse after that, I'm really struggling. I could see something at massive odds winning this race.
Yes, I agree. I don't mind the Godolphin thing, number 2, exploring. Had the one run in January, so About a month between runs. Bit of a head scratch of that one, but before that, she beat Archo Nacho home.
Yeah.
He's a smart horse.
Yeah, he's pretty good. What about number 4, Brazen Style? Now, she beat a horse by the name of Miraval Rose at Caulfield at 60-1, but that was her second win on the trot. $23 seems a big price for a horse that's got a victory like that on her resume. Barrier 5, Froggy knew it in the saddle. Froggy's a underrated front-running jockey, in my opinion, so she could find the front and be bloody hard to get past. Number 4, Brazen Style.
You might be right there. Hutch, you might be right.
Hey, if I'm not right, I'm wrong. And that's fine.
Here's what it is. Estriella just changed ownership, trainers, to Kieran Ma. She's $4.20, and she's resuming after a decent break. So, yeah, it's a sit and watch race for me.
Yeah. What about Randwick?
What's about it?
Let's go over there. Now, this is where the interesting stuff happens, because your 2-year-old racing doesn't get much better than a long road plate and an English Millennium, because there's so much money on offer here. But the Lonro, the Darling Lonro plate, 1,000 metres listed race for the 2-year-old, set weights penalties. A Node is your favourite for Waterhouse Bot, $1.80. Could do that, but that's a bit boring. Let's go to some of these unraced runners. Can I avert your attention to number 3 here? Kingdom Under Siege.
That's a phenomenal name.
It is pretty good, isn't it?
Geez, those silks.
How's the jockey booking, though?
Benny Mellum.
What's he doing there?
What's he doing up there?
English Millennium, $2 million.
Why not?
He's got a $9.50 pop in that race, but I had to look back at his soiree when he was the winning jockey on She Will Reign. And I had to look at her prep, and he followed her every single start throughout that prep. So he knew that he was on a good thing. Now, I'm not saying that this is the reason why he's there, but it could be a contributing factor.
100% it could be.
So the Millennium for $2 million, that's obviously like option A, but he's not there for a holiday for the rest of the card. Like, this is a I'm Invincible colt whose trials have been really good. Really, really good. Embassy's probably been the most impressive out of the two. I think they're both I Am Invincible colts, which they are. Very well named, the both of them.
Yes.
Embassy's trials have probably been a little bit more impressive, but I think they're holding something back with this one. 20-1, I'm happy to have a spec there.
Oh, 100% you have a spec at that price.
And in the slipper, mate, this is even more exciting. He's 100-1. 100-1 in the slipper. Now, obviously that market is red hot, but if he comes out and brains them in this...
It won't be $100, will he?
And the I'm Invincibles, I had a look. I think around that 1,400 metres tends to... The majority of them see him out. So I'm not looking for him for like a Champagne Stakes or anything.
No.
Looking for him for a golden slipper.
100%. Celerities, this is the race she's dual accepted in. So if she races here, I'd probably have a little spec at that price. Potentially. But no, interesting. RE, the China Horse Club Silks. They've got plenty.
Don't they? Don't they? Now, let's go to race 6, the Eskimo Prince Stakes. Now, I've got another good bet here. Are you diving in? It's $5 the field here. Are you diving into Kitty Cat Tom? Over the 1,200 metres?
It's too short for Kitty Cat Tom, isn't it?
Yeah.
Interesting resumption.
Yeah.
Look.
I think he just needs racing.
Yeah.
He needs a long prep and then gets to...
Guess what he's going for?
Spring. What is it?
The Rosehill Guineas.
Rosehill Guineas.
That's his race.
He'll be 4th or 5th or 6th up there.
Yeah. I think you wait until you get to at least a mile for Kitty Cat.
Yeah.
Kitty Cat Tom. Look, does he have the brilliance to come out here and win this race? Of course he does.
Of course he does.
Of course he does. But he's probably a watch for me. Griff. Look, he's got a winning record, Griff.
He does. Great pattern.
great pattern. Benny Mellum, he knows him. He'll be hard to beat.
He will be. Now, I'm just doing some Googling on the fly. I'm assuming Nash is having a holiday because I don't see why isn't he on Kitty Cat Tom?
That's a great question.
So I had a look. I have a feeling he might not be riding this weekend.
Is he injured or suspended?
I'm assuming the latter.
I would assume the latter.
Mate, he's bulletproof. So yeah, Adam Hippopotamus is on board, which I don't think that's a downgrade. Like he's
racing really well.
He rode him in the Spring Champion as well, so absolutely brained him. Mate, I thought there was a really good bet here. Griff, I think, is the target for him will be the Randwick Guineas for me, and Benny Mellum's there as well, so he takes that ride. So another reason why he's there. NCAP, I think, is the one that was consistent in those like spring races, but he's the one that he's a gelding. I think the geldings can like take a little bit longer to get into it, as you say, and I think he's the one that could really step away. But mate, the clear bet in the race is Macarena.
Hey, Macarena.
On pace filly, 54 kilos. She's getting 6 kilos off the top weights here.
She was absolutely brilliant.
Yeah.
Winning last start and the start before that. And the Hawks don't have a lot of smart ones anymore. But they've got a massive opinion of this filly.
Yeah.
It's between her and Cabolas for me.
Yeah.
Cabolas, the Bjorn Baker thing, it's the sprinter in the race. It's the one that, you know, by I'm invincible, this is right up its alley. Whereas the others, this is just a kick-off point. So Cabolas and Macarena. Celestial Legend, he might be the best-looking horse in Australia. I think it came a little bit too soon for him last prep. I don't know if he's a sprinter. I think he might be one who's sort of looking for a stepping off point as well. But he's a gorgeous horse, Celestial Legend.
Okay, all right. Cabulous was formerly trained by Chris Waller as well. So Bjorn could be, is he the Joe Pride 2.0? Potentially.
He could be. He had a great year last year.
Bjorn? Absolutely.
Phenomenal year.
Yeah.
A real coming of age year for Bjorn.
Yeah. Now, the English Millennium. Let's go there. Now, I said that Benny Mellum wasn't in Sydney for a holiday. This zesty man, now I'm a zesty man of my former gaming name, Zesty Lemons.
True.
Have to.
Yeah, you have to.
$9.50, but this horse has some talent. I had a look. His one start, he looked done. Like, not done, but he was looking like he was going to win or run second at the 50, and then he just put the afterburners on and absolutely brained I'm Kenuff. But, so that day at Flemington, right, he ran the quickest last 200 and last 400 metres of the meeting, and he was the second fastest last 600 metres of the meeting. There was one other 1,000-metre race on the day of the older horses, and that was the day that Screeper and Jungle Hymn were running around as well over the 1,200.
I know the day well.
So there were some pretty decent horses running around. So I think $9.50, if he had that, if that run was in Sydney, no chance. Absolutely no chance that he'd be half that price. And feel like in Lindsay Park are a very underrated stable still for 2-year-olds. They won the Blue Diamond last year.
They sure did. Little bros. Nah, look, all good points you're making about Zesty Man. I thought you might have been keen on, maybe the Silks have turned you off. Number 7, Trunk, a Yulong horse. Out of the right stable, ran second to Stay Focused on debut. Stay Focused, you were talking about that horse?
Yeah.
Fully Lit's the one for me. Terrible gate, but it'll ping the gates. If it doesn't have to spend too many petrol tickets coming across, it gets an easy lead. That's the one for me.
Yeah.
It's a good 2-year-old.
Yeah, I think of the Waterhouse bot runners, Fully Lit is the clear choice.
Great name as well.
Yeah. I believe that could be Stumps.
Yeah, I think so.
That's about it.
I think so.
Like, we've got through a lot of work there.
Oh, we sure did. Look, I think the victim might be a little bit of a redemption arc this weekend. I'm confident.
Yeah. Okay.
Confident in a few plays. Yeah.
Right.
Confident. As in, I'll be confident once I speak to the victim because I'm sure he's going through it. Yeah. He's going through the form as we speak.
Yeah.
But yeah, so some of the good horses are coming back. Plenty of good horses trialled this week as well.
Mm-hmm. Any that caught your eye?
Oh, look, nothing in particular, to be honest. Like, there's just a lot of good horses. Really.
Yeah.
But, yeah, we're starting to get into it. I feel like, we've been going for bloody ages already.
Yeah, mate. We've been doing it for a minute. Sorry, Leo's just trying to attack the door. My big bull Arab. But yeah, no, it's good to have Group 1 racing back, albeit the Orr, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a phenomenal, Group 2.
Yeah. I'm more excited about the undercards. Like, there's some fascinating, like the Millennium, mate, that's going to be...
Oh, the 2-year-old racing. 2-year-old racing's fantastic.
They're going to go hammer and tongs and the best horse wins.
Yeah.
Castelvecchio won at 40 to 1.
He was the best horse.
Easily.
He was the best horse.
Okay, second in a Cox Plate. That's what millennials can do. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
well, didn't Animo win the Eskimo?
Sure.
I'm pretty sure he did.
Maybe. Take your word for it.
I'm going to look at that right now because I just like looking at Animo.
Yeah, true.
Whenever he looks Destiny in the face, tell you that much for free. Okay, let's go back. Cox Plate first. Martin Power first. Randwick Stakes first. Queen Elizabeth 9th. No, he won the Hobartville
Gotcha.
Stakes.
I'm glad we cleared that up.
Yep, I'm glad too. And then he ran second in the Randwick Guineas to Converge.
Yeah. Leader bias that day.
Disappointing. And brained him in the Rosehill Guineas.
Yeah. Yep. That he did.
Brained him.
But yeah, I think... What was I going to say?
I don't know.
Counter tomorrow.
Yep.
Second at Portsea. As for a bet of the autumn.
There or thereabouts. And Mr. Brightside's going to be right up there too. Like, if he gets to $2, that's a gift.
Like, I think... No, he won't. Tell you that for free.
Get jammed in on the day.
Yeah. And I think Asfuru does as well.
Yeah, she'll start sub-2s.
I think the bookies go, uh-oh, made a mistake.
A little bit disrespected.
I can't believe it. Like, if you're going off her Darley run, it was 1,200 metres down Flemington.
It's not a jam.
Not her jam.
Caulfield, 1,100 metres.
That's
her
a jam.
Spread that all over your toast and eat it. Because that's a jam.
Might do that right now, actually.
Yum.
All right. We'll see you Sunday.
See ya, drifters.